Good morning, guys, and happy Saturday to all of your sunshiny faces. I've got a quick little haul from Valley Produce and Aldi today that I'm going to share with you guys. So if you guys saw yesterday's video and haul, we ended up spending, I don't remember, like 50 or maybe 75 or something like that. I think between those two stores we spent just about 50 at Aldi and $40 at Valley Produce. So we're under 200 for this week. We obviously got some extra things and stuff like that sort of for you know, Halloween and all of that. So I will share with you guys my haul from both of those two stores. We went to Valley Produce first, and then we went to Aldi. So again, I will share those deals with you guys. So over on this side was what we ended up getting from Valley Produce. We ended up actually not getting a lot, I feel like, actually, for what we ended up sort of spending. But we got 3 things of the Oreo cookies. Those were on sale for $1.50. Also, too, they did have the Reese's candy was on sale for $2. Like clearance sort of, I guess, price, because obviously today's Halloween. And then produce wise, we ended up getting Fuji apples, which I think were the organic Fuji apples, which were like 79 cents each, I think. We got a cucumber that was 69 cents. The cauliflower was maybe 79 cents a pound, I think, or something like that as well. The potatoes were 88 cents for a 3-pound bag. The organic celery was 79 cents, and then we got American cheese, which was $2.03 we ended up paying, and then also the Sara Lee turkey breast was $4.71, and then we also ended up getting 2 of these chuck pot roasts. They were $3.99 a pound, and we ended up getting 2 of these for one was $7.70, and this one was $7.57. So that was over at Valley Produce, and again, that was kind of why it ended up costing a little bit more. And then over at Aldi, we ended up spending again just under 50 bucks for all of this stuff, sort of right over on this side. We ended up getting a couple bags of chips, 2 of the regular like potato chips, and then a thing of what's it called, tortilla chips. We also got some Pop-Tarts. We got a big thing of paper plates. Lettuce. I got some guacamole cups for myself. My mom needed beef broth, so we got 2 things of beef broth. We're close to being out of the French vanilla coffee creamer. We got some of that. I also got some like fresh cut salsa and some provolone cheese, the larger size like tortillas, some spreadable butter. We got 2 bananas, and then 2, I thought Jack could actually make this because it's easy and it just involves pre-cut cookies that he can do to kind of something maybe for Halloween. Those were like $2.50, I think, or something like that. Red grapes were on sale for, I think, 88 or 99 cents. And then we also got a thing of jumbo biscuits. Those were, I don't know the price of those. And then the spinach, I got 2 things of spinach, which I think were $1.39. And then some of the knock your sprouts off bread, which is normally around $2.99. And then also, too, they had this 2-pack candles. This one actually smelled kind of good. This moonlit stroll. It was, again, like the 2-pack was only, I think, $2.99 or something like that. So they were like $1.50 per candle, which I thought was pretty good. They're like the Glade sort of sized ones. And again, they smelled pretty good. So yeah, that was over at Aldi. One of the other things we found, actually, while we were at Menards, we had to get a couple of things for one of our lamps, and so we found these. Those are cracking me up. They were actually only 79 cents at Menards. They had from Glade, like limited edition scented sprays, which I thought 79 cents was cheaper than at the dollar store, but these ones are all really like interesting named ones. This one was Fall Night Long. This one is apple pie, or apple of my pie. This one was a normal one, just a Pine Wonderland. And then also too, this pumpkin spice things up. So again, I thought that they were actually a pretty good price for those. And like I said, normally we'll sometimes get like air freshener at the dollar store or something like that, if it's not like a good deal or coupon deal or something like that. So we ended up picking those up just because they're kind of holiday scented ones, you know, for using around the house and stuff like that. And again, I thought the names are funny, so that's why I was like, this is probably the best thing that's happened to 2020 so far. These what's it called, these you know, funny named air fresheners. So anyways, guys, I gotta get all this stuff put away. I'll see you guys later. I think we're gonna do pumpkin carving and you know, other probably Halloween things. It is actually just about 10:30 now. I'm gonna take a shower and get to bed, guys. We made those cookies we got, which Jack cooked them. Oh my gosh, they were like stinking amazing. I made some frozen ones, like it was the year, maybe the year after Frozen had come out, and I remember wanting to watch it with my grandma because she was over for like a pre-Christmas, like one day in early December, maybe even for Christmas Eve or something like that, but it was when she was living at her her assisted living. And so I ended up you know, inviting her over, and we ended up having what's it called, like a frozen party. And I remember making the sorry guys, I'm gonna turn the fish tank light off. We ended up having those, and I remember they were just really, like, they didn't taste good. Like these ones tasted so good. They were like sugary and like still like chewy, sort of. Like the other ones, they weren't burnt, but like, I don't know how to describe them. They were just, they didn't taste really good the last time I had them. And so like, I was like, are these gonna even be worth it? Like, I was like, I don't know if I want to even, you know, buy them because I don't remember them tasting that good, but these were so good, guys. And Jack again made them. So it involved him preheating the oven and then putting the the cookies on a tray and then putting them in the oven and then eating them. And so yeah, he didn't do a whole lot of baking, but since we all kind of contributed in our own way for something sort of you know, Halloween related, you know, he was kind of responsible for that. So our Halloween this year ended up going over pretty well. We ended up so the way we were able to do you know, Halloween and give out candy while still, you know, being able to keep our distance, and also to make sure that the kids, you know, were kept safe and all that kind of stuff too. My mom did was she made little bags of candy, and what we did was we only put like maybe like 10 bags out at a time, because you know, people were going around like that had big things of candy and people stole them, obviously. And I think that that's a huge thing this year because people want to keep that distance, you know. And the main reason a lot of people, I think, give out candy is so that you're giving only, you know, 1 or 2 pieces or 3 pieces or whatever per kid, instead of, you know, letting 5 kids take an entire stinking thing of candy. You know, to make sure that all of the kids that came were still able to get candy and everything like that, we just put like 10 bags out at a time, and there was never a time that there were more than 10 kids anyway. So we just put like 10 bags out at a time, and then, you know, like 2 or 3 kids would come, and then we'd replace and put another 2 or 3 bags out or whatever. You know, so there was normally always 10 bags, but we just put the bags outside, and then as a different group of kids would come and they'd take their candy and stuff like that. So I think my mom made about 60 bags or so, and I think in the end we ended up going through just about that much worth of candy. So we only had, you know, I think in the past, honestly, we've had maybe close to like over 100 kids to like maybe like, I don't think we've ever maybe hit 200. I don't know what I've told you guys, but now seeing, you know, my mom did the bags. At the end, we did start running out though. So what my mom actually did was she just broke open the bags of candy, like the last like 5 or 8 or something like that. And then, cause they had a couple pieces of candy in them each, just put single pieces of candy out at the end. You know, since I think that was at maybe around, trick-or-treating lasted from 3 until 7. Yeah, 3 until 7. And so around like, it was probably like 7 or 7:30, I think, was when she ended up doing that. And there was still enough left over until pretty much the end of trick-or-treating. I think there was actually one piece of candy still left outside. But we still had a couple inside that we hadn't put out yet that we could have. So anyways, yeah. But we did do pumpkin carving, guys. I told you that was a big thing that we were really hoping we were actually going to be able to do and have enough time for and everything like that. So we did. I ended up doing Black Panther for my pumpkin. Jack did Spider-Man. Matthew did a spider pumpkin, which I think was really unique. It started out actually hilarious at what he wanted to do. He changed the idea like 6 times, and then in the end ended up turning it into a spider, and it actually looked really great at the end, but it took a long process to get there. And then my parents' pumpkin, I told you guys that my mom really wanted to do a pumpkin, but she can't do it because she's allergic to the like the inside of the pumpkin. She can touch like the outside and she can eat pumpkin, but the inside of the pumpkin she will break out from. And it's weird too because Jack was actually ended up flinging some on her, and she got some on her, and she started getting like a little spot on her arm. And so yeah, she will break out from pumpkin, so she can't, like I said, have you know, like actually do it. So my dad did it, but my mom really wanted to have a say in, you know, kind of what the pumpkin looked like, so they kind of had a joint pumpkin this year, and both ended up doing sort of, you know, my dad did it, my mom sort of was like the idea person behind that. So we ended up doing our 4 pumpkins for Halloween, and we ended up watching Poltergeist, and like I said, we had cookies. We actually, my mom was going to do stew for dinner tonight. I think maybe I was telling you guys that, and that's what we got the meat for, but it didn't end up cooking in enough time, so that's actually going to be for dinner tomorrow. But we ended up getting Pizza Hut for dinner tonight. So yeah, that's how that ended up turning out as well. But anyways, though, guys, I think that's kind of it. That was our whole Halloween. Charlie too was dressed up for a good portion of the day today as a cheeseburger slash hamburger. I guess it has cheese on it, so it's a cheeseburger. But my little hot dog, he was actually a hamburger for Halloween. And then Bravo was dressed up as a witch, which Charlie actually kept his costume on for a really long time, I guess. Maybe for like an hour or 2 actually. I was kind of surprised, and he didn't really seem bothered by it. We tried to put the little witch hat on Bravo, which is a little tight. You know, it wasn't like super loose or anything like that, and it had Velcro on it, so we put it on him, and even tried to put it like back like around sort of his collar, and he kept trying to get it off, and then would get it off because it was just you know, like Velcro. So his costume did not last, but he just had a little witch hat, and Bliss didn't go as anything this year. And so none of us ended up dressing up either for anything, because, you know, like my mom likes to dress up because she likes to give candy out to kids. Able to give out candy in the traditional sense. We really didn't end up dressing up or anything like that, but we had our little table set up outside, and we had all the pumpkins, and then that's where we put the candy and stuff like that out there with a little tablecloth and everything. So yeah, all of our, you know, all of our Halloween trick-or-treating went overall pretty well. It's really cool too. The neighbors actually across the street from us, they have a porch. The lady, she was sitting out there, and they had along the railing, they had like a tube sort of that ran down, and so she would just sit up there and put the candy in the top and then let it go down for the kids, which is kind of cool. I saw other people's really unique ones. My aunt and uncle had such a cool one. It was actually it ran from up in one part of their second floor, and what they actually had was they had a doorbell that was that they had like taken off, actually put on a little chalkboard that said like, please ring the bell, then wait for your candy, then receive your candy, like at the bottom or whatever, with the little doorbell button. So like, you know, you press the button, and then they had somebody that was standing up in that top room, which was what we were thinking of. We were thinking about doing it from the attic originally, and you know, so we could actually still give out the candy, but we had wanted to too. What the thing was that we wanted to do bonfires in the backyard and do a movie, but that wasn't going to work out because Matthew actually had to get back to his fraternity at like around 5, I think he left, or maybe around 6 or something like that. So it wasn't really that dark out by then, so we couldn't really watch a movie outside. You know, so anyways, we were originally like, well, we want to do that, so we're not going to set up this whole thing, you know, upstairs and everything like that in the attic, but we ended up not doing that, so we probably could have. So anyways, back to my aunt and uncle. So they had this thing that was up in there, like I said, their second floor, and it ran down, like a tube that ran down, and actually had like a thing at the bottom, but what they did have in case it got stuck was a leaf blower, so that they could turn the leaf blower on and it would just shoot the candy out through the bottom, so that again it would, you know, it wouldn't get stuck, because they had to go over sort of like a part of the roof too. I was like, that's so cool. And that's sort of what we were thinking too, was that we'll just let gravity do the work and just put candy in, you know, from the thing up at the top and let it, you know, kind of slide down and everything like that. So my mom really wanted to make something like that. I saw people were doing them with like PVC pipes and stuff like that, but because our front stoop, I think our front stoop might actually be just 6 feet. We were like, we'd have to stand all the way back at the door and then have the kids like stand like out almost in our lawn. So we were like, we can't really do anything like in our front, you know, kind of stoop area, because it's really not how that works totally. So we were again thinking about doing from the 2nd floor, but this ended up working out well too, and just doing the little kind of goodie bags and just replacing them every, you know, so often, every kind of group of kids. So anyways though, yeah, now Halloween was kind of, it was fun-ish this year. We didn't get to do a lot of stuff that I feel like we sometimes do. Like normally it's a real baking, cooking kind of day, and because my mom was like, I want to make beef stew, and then ended up turning out where we didn't end up making it because it wasn't done in time and stuff like that. But like, the first year after I graduated high school, I made a like zombie meatloaf or something like that, and I was really big into Halloween for like a couple of years. Like I did a bunch of different desserts leading up to Halloween one year, like a week leading up to Halloween or something like that, and like all kinds of stuff, and you know, just like different Pinteresty kind of things and stuff like that. And then this year I, you know, like I said, my mom was sort of like, oh, I want to do some stuff, and we ended up getting pizza in the end. So yeah, and it was just kind of weird too. We didn't really know what we were going to wind up doing. Are we going to give out candy? Are we not? You know, sort of what is the, you know, Halloweening thing this year. Isn't okay. You know, we had some fun and stuff like that this year, and got to hang out with Matthew and do pumpkin carving and all that kind of stuff. So that was also fun. So yeah, guys, I guess the next holiday is Thanksgiving, which is going to be fun too. My birthday will be the weekend before, I think it's the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and then we have Thanksgiving. So but my mom is gonna have like a surgery actually the week before my birthday, like a little bit more than a week, not exactly 2, and so we probably won't really do anything on my birthday. And obviously too, I don't even know if we can do any like dining, which we don't even have the option to do outdoor dining anymore because it's gonna be cold. But I think Illinois is now not, like, there's something about like not allowing indoor dining too or something. I'm not totally sure, but we didn't do it for anybody else's birthday so far this year, other than Matthew's, just because his was in March right before lockdown and everything like that. So I don't think that we're doing anything for my birthday either. Like we did last year, we went out to the Walnut Room, was that what it was, in the city to go and have, you know, like a Christmas, early Christmas birthday dinner. And so yeah, I don't think we're doing anything like that. But as far as holidays and things like that, big events go, that's really all that's coming up. But again, we don't have much that we are going to be doing because, you know, there's still a pandemic going on. There's not a whole ton that we can do. And because of my mom's surgery too, she might still be recovering on Thanksgiving. So I don't think we're doing anything for Thanksgiving either. Other than we got that turkey breast, and we can probably do some stuff. Maybe this will be the first year that I actually do Thanksgiving, because I've done Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I've done a lot of holidays. Might have done Easter. I can't totally remember if I've done like just a ham for Easter. But Thanksgiving is normally the big one my mom makes a big deal out of. And maybe I'll turn it into like that Everybody Loves Raymond episode. I'm gonna do fish for Thanksgiving. Something like that. I'm gonna totally change it up. It's gonna be something totally random, or we're gonna wind up with a peanuts Thanksgiving with popcorn and whatever else. So yeah, anyways though, guys, I've never done a turkey before. I've done ham, I've done chicken, I've done plenty of things, but most of those things I've cooked actually ham and chicken, full chicken and full ham in the crock pot. you can't really cook a turkey in the crock pot. We have a roaster. I could do it in a roaster, but and the thing is too, if you do it in the roaster, you save the space of your oven when you got to do all the other stuff in the oven, like the mashed potatoes and all of that. I do twice, like, baked potatoes, mashed potatoes normally. That's how my favorite recipe is baked mashed potatoes. But all those other things that you have to, all the casserole thingies and stuffing, and do you put stuffing in the oven? I guess this is gonna be a new year for me, guys, figuring out what you put in the oven and how you make it. But I wouldn't mind doing this stuff from homemade, like from scratch, because my mom makes like I mean, most of the stuff is for the most part, but sometimes it's just like, I don't know, like box stuffing mix, or like even to like the breaded stuffing sort of, but it's like, you know, not actually like full blown like from scratch, you know, but that would also be a lot of work. I don't know. I know that Taste of Home has a lot of recipes. Like I was saying, those mashed potatoes, that's a Taste of Home recipe that is like a make ahead, and then you just put it in the refrigerator like a couple days before, and then you pop it in the oven, and it's homemade mashed potatoes, but you don't have to make it the same day because you know you're gonna be busy. Anyways, guys, though, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.